Hello everybody, this is Erin and I just got off work and it's late, but I really wanted to share something with all my patrons tonight. So we're gonna go over my process a little bit on like how I do some traditional drawing. So first things first, I usually will pencil things in. I've just got like this Graph Gear 500. It's like for engineers, I think. It's like a graphing pencil, and it's supposed to be all fancy, but I bought it because I wanted to feel fancy. It's .7 lead. I like my lead a little bigger, but basically I just do the pencils, which I've already done here. And this is just a little thing, like I guess not even a comic, just like a little thing about how I deal with anxiety, I guess. I've been feeling a lot of it lately. Um, so yeah, and Tarse is like my little avatar. It's like me. So I use Tarse to help me deal with my feelings. But here, let's go over the drawing part and then get into, I guess, actually what's happening in a little bit. So I've got all of my, I use Copic or Copic, however you want to pronounce it. And you'll see that's my pencil case fish. His name is Art for obvious reasons. I've got all my Copic multi-liners lined up. I've got the one I'm about to use in my hand, the .03, the tiniest. And then the next tiniest, which is .05, and then 1, 2, .25, .3, .5, and .7. So I've got all those, and I'm always going to start with the smallest, which is this, oops, upside down, .03. I always start with the smallest and kind of work my way up to the larger, like the 7. This is a pretty broad nib. You can look at it. It's pretty chunky compared to something like, oh god, you can't even see it. It's so teeny. So yeah, that's pretty chunky. But I work my way up to 7. 7 is usually the last thing I'll use, if I even use it. This is a moleskin. So moleskins are pretty small, and sometimes I don't want to use a nib that's as chunky as a 7. But let's get into it. So I did the pencils, and it's about anxiety. So you'll see, like, I wrote in like anxiety hurts so much, and there'll still be some rough pencils here and there where I've penciled in some things, but I haven't made them concrete yet. And my leaves, it's really just repetition. Like, I'm gonna come in, see if this nib is even like present. There it is. And it's really therapeutic once you get started with the leaves. You just kind of fill them in. So I'll make like rough leaf shapes. But then when I come in and kind of do the lines, boop, that's where I guess the real like zen part of it comes in. And sometimes I'll do like where the leaf is like missing a little chunk or something like that. Because leaves are like people, they're all different. So yeah, I've got my leaves, and I'm just filling in the end of Tarse's tail. And then once I've come in with the .03, .03 is just for inking everything. It's so thin that its presence really, it doesn't shout, you know, like the .7 pen, it's really thick. Whatever you write with it, whatever line you make with it, that line is going to be very heavy and very present. But with the .03, you can kind of ink in every little detail you want, and once you bring in those other thicker nibs, even like the .05 and the .1 and stuff, I mean, the 03 just gets easily overshadowed, which is fine because at the end of it, the really tiny details that you're able to get in there are the ones that you put in with the .03. So you watch me fill in Tarse's tail. And I filled in like the main part earlier while I was at work. I saved the tail for you guys. Always got to save some of that tail. And then what I usually want to do is I'm actually going to skip 0.05. I want to skip 0.1 too, because my 0.1, the nib has been acting a little strange. What I love about these Copic, oh, it's upside down. There we go. Copic multi-liners is that the nibs are replaceable, the ink is replaceable. Basically, anything that makes this little multi-liner function is replaceable, which is great because they're great pens. They cost a good amount of money, but you wear down the nib, and instead of buying a whole new pen, you can get like a pack of replacement nibs for like $3, and it's really worth your while. So I'm gonna come in here, and this is where I start doing the definition of the leaves. And the leaves will have like little crinkles where they like, you know, crumple in a little bit on the side. And that's just how I like to draw my leaves. You can draw your leaves any which way you want, or not draw leaves at all. And I'm gonna go around Tarse and just kind of do that whole thing. And this just really, I like that more graphic look, where things have like definitive outlines and all that. And now when I start coloring, maybe things will get more watercolory looking, but the line art is gonna be pretty graphic. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna, everything that kind of needs its own little outline, the arm, so it can really pop a little bit. You see what I'm doing? I'm going to trace over all the things that are kind of in need of some poppage. And you know, what I really like about these Copic multiliners is that they are felt tip, but they're good quality. And the beautiful thing about felt tipped pens is that they grip the paper better. And when they grip on paper, you can just make like a smooth, continuous line, because that pen is not, it's not a ballpoint. It's not going to roll ahead of you or behind you or anything like that. It's going to follow exactly where you want to go. And that's what I want. That's why I like working in pens, because I like to make the mark that I want to make on the paper. So I like that it goes exactly where I want it to go. And then we'll do like some little creasy bits, because Tarse is all like crumpled up and crinkled up. And we're going to get in here and basically outline everything that needs outlining. And then we're going to get to my favorite part, which is the coloring in of the face and the ears. I just posted something on my Instagram, a little short video of me just coloring in one of Tarse's ears, and it's just so cathartic, you know, to color something in totally black, color in a shape, you know. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Tarse's got these little leafy blade things that kind of come off of its little hand here. And I'm sorry if this video is weird. I'm waiting on a tripod to get in so that I don't have to hold the camera with one hand, but until then, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Everything that kind of needs its own outline. The arms, the face, the ears, they're all going to get an outline. And then once they get an outline, I'm going to come in with a bigger pen, and I'm going to color in the black little face and this black little ears.